Hey everybody, Ron here, and Jules.
Hey guys.
Welcome to another Fallout Hobbies live stream, continuing the theme that we've been doing the past 2 weeks. I'm still working on Nurgle, so I'm going to be doing some more oil washes and some detailing today. I hope everyone's having a good April Fool's. I saw a couple good ones out there today. We even put one out ourselves. Hope you guys didn't get too disappointed by it.
I know, we're not quite ready to do, unicorn deathbringers just yet.
Soon, though. Very soon. Alright, I'm going to take my my ring off my finger for a minute because I don't want to jack up anything here. So, in 2 videos ago, I was showing oil washes on these guys over here. And they are really starting to come along. Let's see if I could get one guy closer up to the screen here. They're not done yet, but they are getting there. And I painted some bronze sections and I painted some brown sections on them. I'm going to be doing some rust stuff on the brown sections. And then I'm going to be doing like a bluish green verdigris patina on all the rust, on all the brown sections. So I'm going to show you how to do that with oil paints, which will be really fun. And last week's video, I got this dreadnought up to the point right before I applied the oil wash, like how I did it on these guys. So I am going to do that on this guy as well. So we're going to do that. And that's probably where we're at right now. So let's just start getting in with some washes and whatnot. First things first, I want to dry brush a little bit on the rusty sections here before I apply the wash. And what I'm going to do is, they were just initially laid down with just a layer of like a medium brown. What color did I use here? I used armor brown, Vallejo armor brown. So now I'm going to just quickly dry brush like a little bit of orange onto them. And then I'm going to do the verdigris, which I think, if it works out the way that I think it will, should look pretty bold and striking. So let me just get a good orange color out to start with that. I had this nice one right here, light orange, and I also have, this German orange is where I want to go with that. Now, yes, I am mixing up acrylics and oils, but not at the same time. I'm going to be doing the dry brushing with acrylic paint, and then I'm going to be doing the wash with the oil paint, but they're not going to be wet on wet, because that's where the real problem will happen. Even though it would probably look kind of cool with Nurgle, but I'm not in that much of an experimental mood right now to test that theory out. This is a little bit runny. Hold on. The paint wasn't mixed up all the way. Just bear with me for a second. There we go. Everyone's having a good day today.
Yeah, nothing too terrible with like Nair or super glue if you're pranking anyone.
Right. I was actually a little surprised at the GW prank video. The way they had the whole setup, like I get it, Primaris Lieutenant, kind of useless sometimes. But the way they had the whole setup, I almost thought for a minute it was going to be Sax Marine. the saxophone marine guy that's on the
Mhm.
tank.
Yeah.
I thought that would have made a better April Fool's prank if they showed that. GW did recently hire, well, not hire, but started a collaboration with a bunch of different CG artists
Oh, cool.
online. So they're going to start making more mini movies and stuff like that. There was a live action Space Marine movie like 10 years ago, and it was garbage.
Yeah.
It was absolute garbage. So it is nice to, you know, look forward to some decent animation. So again, all I'm doing is just a light dry brush of orange before I start applying the verdigris washes. The reason I want to do these washes in oil paint is because I really want to be able to control where the paint's going. So if I happen to see a section where the paint settled too hard and it's like bright blue or bright green, you know, I'm going to want to have the ability to tone that down without having to repaint anything.
Hi, Tony, Roger, Oliver, Nathan, and Greg. Thanks for watching and tuning in with us today. How's everybody's April Fool's Day going? If you're just tuning in now, we are painting some Nurgle and doing some oil washes today.
I love me oil washes. I do. I really do. They're one of my favorite things to do. These guys have already been oil washed once, which I showed in a different video. And it's really created some very nice textures on them. And what I'm doing now is, you know, they were very orange. Like, I mean, they're light colored. They're very orange. I'm trying to add a little bit more blue and green into the scheme, which is where the verdigris is going to end up being. But I want to make sure there's a nice dry brush highlight on all these areas before I do that. So I did want to have like a contrast with them, so the shoulder pad areas are still going to get the same verdigris right here, but the shoulder pad areas I painted with Turbo Dorks 2 cents, which we have in stock, and their metallic paints are the bomb. Like when you airbrush them, they just really have this nice sheen, and they're nice and thick. So when you're doing things like painting like shoulder pads and stuff, you're not going to get any of that streaky effect that you get sometimes with other paint if it's too thin. They're definitely like a nice thick metallic paint. They look great when they're airbrushed. I actually recently used that same color, the 2 cents color, on a Star Trek model that had like this copper section of it. And when it was airbrushed, it looked perfect. Very happy about that turnout. Okay. Just make sure I didn't miss anything here. I think we're good. All right, so I've said this before with oil washes, before you apply it, you want to make sure the model is clear coated. That is true pretty much all the time. But in this situation, I'm using a very small amount of oil wash. And it's supposed to be for a corrosive effect. So even if it kind of chews up the paint a little bit underneath of it, that's not a problem because Nurgle's supposed to be corroded. So if it chews it up a little bit, it'll still look pretty cool. So I'm not really too worried about it. But if you wanted to have like the ultimate level of control, you would go clear coat these guys and then do the oil wash. But I'm just going to get right into it. So I have my condiment cups. This is white mineral spirits over here, which you can get in any art store. And I have this pack of just assorted oil paints that I bought for like 20 bucks off of eBay. This pack has really gone the distance so far. Now there's a couple nice colors in here, like this Viridian up here is going to be one of the colors I'm going to be using right now. I'm just going to put a dab of Viridian in there. Not a lot, because I'm kind of applying these. I'm applying this wash with a tiny brush. It's going to be, like a spot wash, more or less. It's not going to be covering the whole model. That needs to lighten up just a touch. I will put a very tiny dab.
We have a couple people that are joining us now.
of
Hi,
emerald
Brad.
green.
Hi, Tony.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. This cobalt blue is probably too dark for what I need here. But cerulean blue. Cerulean blue is pretty dark. I don't think I'm going to go that route. Let's see how this... Oh, yeah.
Hey, William. Thanks for tuning in today.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. I need to lighten this up just a touch. Kind of make it a little chalky. Just add a little bit of white in here. Get in there.
Hi, Brandon. And if anybody has any questions, Ron is going to be answering them in real time or close to it, depending on the Facebook lag.
Yeah.
And hi, Michael.
Get like a good couple of drops of fluid in here. And I took it up just one notch too far, just a little bit more Viridian, and we should be good. Let's get that. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is a... I don't know if the color on the camera is really showing it off well.
It's pretty vivid.
Yeah. This is a really good copper patina. So the beautiful thing about the oil wash is you can apply it and then tone it back as it's drying. So I'm going to get just a nice even distribution over everything. But I'm going to be able to get in here with just a little bit of mineral spirits. I'm going to be able to get in here with a what am I talking about? A Q-tip, and tone back the wash in areas where it's looking a little bit too heavy. I actually am kind of the mindset moving forward that I'm pretty much using oil washes for everything because I just really like the ability of control that it gives me.
You mean because it doesn't dry as instantaneously?
Yes, because it doesn't dry as instantaneously, and even if you let it sit for like a day or two, you can still go back to it and manipulate it if you put a little white mineral spirit on it. And it sometimes washes will do weird things. Like they'll look good when you apply them, and then like a day later, you'll see weird tidal marks, or you'll see areas where it kind of caked on a little bit heavy. or whatever. Or you'll see areas where it looks like a wash, where it looks like liquid was poured on the model, and it doesn't look realistic.
I've had that happen to me
Yeah,
on models before.
exactly. So oil washes give you the ability to, if you have anything that's like that, you can go back through it and clean up all those little errors without having to, repaint the whole thing. And that's what's really nice about it. Also, if you're doing anything that's like military or whatever, it's really good for making like dirt and mud and stuff like that. Here we go. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm trying to aim it up toward the camera.
Oh yeah, you can see it good.
Okay.
Hey David. There's David's just watching and checking in with us now.
See, I have the white mineral spirit here too, because as I'm applying the wash, if I feel like anything's a little bit too thick, I just take a drop of the mineral spirit and add it into it. I'm also using the same verdigris on the copper areas, the copper trim. Now, if you bear with us, in about 10 minutes or so, this wash will start to congeal, and then it'll get to a point where you could start manipulating it a little bit more.
I love watching you paint. It's so soothing.
Wouldn't you say I was like an evil Bob Ross at one point?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. I don't want that wash right there. That would have been a problem. If I didn't notice that, that would have just stayed that way and I would have had to reprint that whole section. But because it's an oil wash, I'll be able to brush that away. See, it's bleeding over into it. I can get some of it now, but I can still clean up afterwards and control that.
Hi Damon. Hi Nico. A couple more people just joining us now.
I feel like a lot of people came here to see a death unicorn.
Yeah, I think that might be it too. I'm sorry to disappoint, guys.
I hope people realized it was an April Fool's joke. We're going to have a riot on our hands.
No, seriously.
Screw Fallout Hobbies.
I can't wait until we actually start doing our own minis. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we've been trying to get on that learning curve there. One of the biggest problems, and it's not really even like a problem, it's just that we're so freaking busy. Like we package and produce and cut and 3D print stuff pretty much every day of the week, with the exception of, say, Saturday. I don't think we do anything. And it's like you gotta kind of build in the time
for product creation.
Otherwise, weeks and weeks go by and like no new products are created. That was actually a very big problem with me back when I was running this business by myself, was that the entire business was founded off of, creative ideas that I had for wargaming products, and then it got so busy that I didn't have any time to create new ideas because I had to keep up with production and stuff. Again, not a bad problem to have, but it's just one of those things where you have to really factor in the time and set aside like a day where you're just going to sit on Zbrush all day and learn it. God, I'm loving this patina color. Like, this is really coming along. So soon you'll be able to see what I'm talking about with controlling it. Let's just finish these dudes out, only a few more. Oh, I forgot one thing for my setup today. Q-tips.
You want me to grab you some?
Yeah, they're in the bathroom, please. Like a good pile of them. I'm probably going to go through at least 10, I think.
Hey, Ed, what's up? Thanks for watching. Ed Chalmers is checking in with us.
What's up, Ed? What's happening? All right. Let's make sure that we don't forego any areas here.
Here, is this good?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
I just realized I missed this guy's spike. So we got a busy week ahead of us. Weekend, I mean.
Yeah, my baby's turning 40.
It's my 40th birthday. Turning 40.
I got a surprise for you on Monday.
Awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But it's also Easter. And it's also, I know that Godzilla versus King Kong came out yesterday, but I've been holding off until I get my kids tomorrow because I wanted to really watch it with them. So we got like a movie night, then we got Easter night, then we got a birthday party all back to back. So that's going to be fun, but probably a little bit tiring, but when it's all said and done. Not last year, but the year before, I had this birthday party that was just the most excellent. It was just Jules and I building Gundams. Well, you were building Dark Elves. I built a Gundam.
Oh, I remember that. It was fun.
It's like all I want to do on my birthday is just build a model.
Yeah.
Be uninterrupted, have a beer, build a model. And that's exactly what I did.
That was fun. I feel like I haven't had a chance to do any painting recently. I've been doing a lot of automation and like streamlining stuff with the store and just haven't had time for extra stuff.
Plus, Jules is starting college again at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I kind of like took 2 semesters off with like the kids homeschooling and stuff and COVID, and it was just too many things added on. Jonathan Kiefer is just checking in with us now. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, man.
If you're just tuning in today, we're just kind of painting some Nurgle dudes and doing some oil washes here.
Did attendance fall off sharply as soon as people realized there wasn't a death unicorn?
Mm-hmm. No, we are not unboxing a death unicorn today. A death bringer. I remember I did these My Little Pony custom decals for somebody, and they were really cool.
Yeah, those did turn out well. I saw them when the guy applied them on his army.
Yeah.
He posted them on Instagram.
Uh-huh. It's always nice when people do that afterwards because it's like you get to see it, when you create it, but then sometimes people post pictures and then sometimes they don't. So then you always like wonder what the end result was like.
All right. Now I'm not done just yet. I want to add a couple little spots of a bright orange rust mixed in here. I want the blue to still be dominant, but I do want to add just a little bit of orange in a couple key areas to kind of break it up. So I'm just going to get some of this mineral spirit here. If you don't do this already, you should. Just get a bunch of these little food container things with lids. Even if you mix up custom colors, you can put lids on it, seal it up for a little while. I mean, it won't last forever, but it will save it for a little bit.
Yeah, you can get them off of Amazon, really anywhere. Restaurant supply places have them. They're fantastic.
So see, here's what I'm doing. The wash is already wet, so I'm just kind of touching the orange to an area, and it's kind of sucking up into the wash and traveling along the water path. Here, look. I'm gonna try to get this guy really close so you could see. I'm just gonna apply a little bit right there. There we go. That's all you need to do. Let nature take it over.
And these are also great when COVID's over and stuff and we can entertain again. They're also great for Jello shots.
Yes. God, I haven't had a Jello shot in like forever. But it's like we're not having parties right now, so it's like, what are we gonna do? Make a big batch of Jello shots just for the two of us? It's kind of weird.
Speak for yourself.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for tuning in.
See, that's too much. There we go. Let's tone that. There we go. That's better. Oh, I forgot to put the patina wash on this shoulder pad over here. See, I missed it. Oh, and I forgot to put it back here. Wow, I missed a whole big chunk of this guy. Okay. I am actually working on some crazy Nurgle ideas right now. Well, not necessarily Nurgle as much as just chaos in general. But I've been very disappointed by the fact that they haven't released the new Defiler model. I know they're not exactly like the best tabletop model, but I always like the concept of the Defiler. And I started making a new one, a proxy, if you will. I also started doing the same thing with Chaos Dreadnought. No idea when they'll be done, but I'm working on it. And I think they'll look pretty cool.
But, while he's working on it too, you can always like sign up for our newsletter if you haven't already. There's a big banner on our main page, and I think you get like a $5 off coupon or something just for signing up, and then you're the first to know of new releases and stuff like that.
You're in the know.
Yeah.
All right, the oranges. I went to go dip this in water. That wouldn't have worked. I almost went to go dip this in the water cup. Anyway. Alright, so the washes are all kind of drying on these guys. Now, like if you look at this guy up close, he's looking pretty gnarly there. I want to give these washes a few minutes to dry before I start rubbing them off. What I'm going to do then, in the meantime, is give this guy a good wash so he gets up to where these guys are. So for that one, I can actually just use this orange cup because I used orange in it before. A little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow ochre. I'm just being weird. And I don't want to do black because that's going to make it muddy. A little bit of burnt sienna. Let's mix all that together and see if it creates a good base to wash. Definitely want to get a good amount of white mineral spirit in here. That's nice and rusty. Liquid. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, for this one I'm going to put gloves on because I don't want to have orange hands for the next 2 days. Just popped out of the bottom. That's a problem. Any questions or comments so far from anyone? One thing I'm really excited to do, and this is going to be a video in the near future, when that Bellicor figure comes out, I'm going to be using, our stencils and stuff like that on it. But I'm also going to be using oil washes in a different way on Bellicor because I'm going to be using organic oil washes to really get like a good, realistic looking skin membrane on his wings. So I'm really excited for that figure to come out, so I can do that. I'm sure some of you guys are excited for Bellicor too because he's classic. Okay, so you know what, while I'm at it, I might as well just oil wash this banner. I don't even know what color I'm going to paint it yet, but if I get a layer of texture down on it, maybe that'll help inspire me. Let's let this guy dry over here for a little bit, and then we'll start removing some of the wash. I need one of those Bob Ross things where he's like, you know, where he's like, beat the devil out of it. That's what he says. And then he always does that really creepy laugh. He's like,
That's probably because he's, you know, a little lubricated during his sessions.
yeah, he was sober, man. He was a pure Christian. Didn't drink, didn't do drugs. He had a pet squirrel.
Are we sure?
Positive. He was a very straight and narrow man.
You can't be that zen and that calm. There's just no way.
That's why if there is a heaven, he's in it. Because that's just Bob Ross. Alright.
Me and Joe used to watch a lot of Bob Ross at one point. We went through a whole phase.
So I put some white mineral spirit on the Q-tip. What I'm doing.
Luke says, happy little trees.
Happy little trees. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the white mineral spirit to just lift off the wash in some areas where it seems a little bit heavy. This is exactly what I was talking about by controlling the wash. Because areas where it seems like a little bit high, there we go. Perfect. See areas where it seemed a little bit high, now they're much more controlled. Let me do it on this banner. Let me get this close to the camera so you guys can see. It's about as close as I can get in keeping my hand steady.
Luke is asking, what are those washes? They look really nice.
They are oil washes that I make. And when this video posts in about half an hour or so, if you go back to the beginning of the video, I show how you make them. It's basically an oil paint set that you could buy for $20 off of Amazon, and some white mineral spirits, and you can start mixing up your own washes. If you get like an oil paint set like that, you got every color you need. All you need is a color paint set and a basic understanding of the color wheel. Now there are other companies that make oil washes, usually more in the military range, like MIG makes them, for instance, and they're
awesome.
very good.
He says he'll definitely look back and check it out.
Yeah, this is a very cheap technique, man, because it's like you spend $20 for the pack of oil paints, you spend $8 for the bottle of white mineral spirits, you steal a bunch of these little cups from Wendy's, and and you got it. You got oil washes for armies and armies and armies.
Or you buy condiment cups from Amazon, and then you can make Jell-O shots and also paint at the same time.
Or you can steal them from Wendy's.
We didn't steal them for Wendy's, FYI.
I have before, though. Just not for this particular video. See, this is really coming along the way, exactly the way I want it to. I mean, you could even, wait till this is a bit drier and then go back through. And if an area doesn't seem to be working the way you want it, just apply another layer of wash and see how it goes. But the control, it's the control.
And Luke was also asking, what undercoat did you use before applying the oil wash?
Elaborate. Undercoat as in like what kind of clear coat, or undercoat as in what color paint was under it before? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Probably like what, paint color, maybe?
Mm.
Or I don't know. Like, what did you use for your base coat?
That's what he asked?
Well, no, that's what I'm assuming he means.
Oh.
And I'm curious, too.
See, this is a perfect example. This guy right here, this wash is way too heavy on that shoulder pad. Get some white mineral spirits on here. There we go. Dial that back. Oh, shit. I put that in green.
Hi, Gabriel. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Gabe. Oh, see? Here we go. There's blood everywhere over here. Let's dial that back a bit. Okay. These guys are really crusty. Go up for this. I think next week I'm going to paint moth wings.
Okay.
I have a demon prince, a Nurgle demon prince, that I want to paint his wings to look like moth wings. Alright, here I'm doing a similar technique, except I'm using a fat brush with a little bit of white mineral spirit on it.
Hey, Austin. Hey, Tristan. Thanks for watching today.
What's up, guys? Because I'm trying to control the wash on the surface of this model here. See, I'm using the brush to kind of suck up the wash a little bit, and then a little bit of white mineral spirit to clean the surface off there. And you start getting a pretty good effect with that. This is still very, very wet. You could let this dry for a little bit longer before you start doing the removal process. this sit a little bit longer before I do that. Okay. And I think I'm going to do, what time do we have?
It is 1:48.
1:48?
Austin Lynn says, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, Austin? I think I'm going to do one more quick wash because I really want to make all the skin areas kind of fleshy and pink. So I'm just going to mix up a quick magenta wash here just to apply to the areas of the tentacles and stuff. I don't want that to go overboard. So just like how I did the patina, I'll do a little bit of a spot wash. Let me get the, where's the detail brush? Let's see, a couple of these guys have some little tentacles and whatnot coming out. I pre-painted the tentacles like a very light beige skin tone because I knew I was going to be applying some washes over top of them. And you see, shit, this wash is running away already. Come back here. It ran a little too far into the cracks, so I'm just kind of sucking it back up a little bit. I want their skin to be kind of like a fleshy, pinkish tone to counterbalance all the blues and greens and sand colors that they have in there. I mean, I'll still do highlights and stuff, but this is kind of where I was thinking here. I kind of want the tentacles to look like you don't want them to touch you.
Well, when do you ever want tentacles to touch you?
I don't know. I've seen some anime.
Well, yeah, there's always hentai.
I don't want this to be a pleasurable tentacle experience. Let's just put it that way. This is supposed to be a family-friendly show.
No, good thing nobody watched us in 2020. We were not family friendly.
Let's get this bug guy here. He's got some good stuff. Let's get his stomach mouth. The classic stomach mouth. He's got this long tongue and there's some guts hanging out. Let's get all that stuff. Now, the reason I chose pink is because it's on the opposite end of the color wheel from where a lot of the greens and blues are. So it'll make a nice contrast there. Now I'll be able to go back through. I might put like two or three coats of pink in here. But I want to let the first layer dry. But this guy's got a real fleshy tube back here. Let's get that thing. Oh, I'm running out of wash. get everyone? Oh, see, we got runaway wash again. It's okay. There's a little mineral spirit. And you can clean that edge right up there. Where's the paint that I just had? I'm going to go a little bit more direct in some of the shadows. A little bit heavier in a few spots. This guy could use a little bit more right here. That's too much. Side note, some people that paint larger figures, like I'm talking like 1/6 scale figures or 1/9 scale figures, will use oil paints if they're doing figures that have a lot of flesh tones, um, because of the exact ability that I've been talking about this whole video, where you can blend the oil paints. I've seen some really nice, Hulk figures, like Incredible Hulk figures, and some really nice, like Boris Vallejo inspired artwork that was, larger 3D figures, but painted with oil paints, because that way they could really get all those perfect fleshy highlights and shadows and all the crevices and stuff like that. So it's just something to think about when you're doing these types of figures. You don't have to be completely limited to using acrylic paint like what you've been shown in magazines your whole life. There's other options. And doing something like this is one of those options where it might not be needed every time, but for the right projects with the right application, it can look really cool. So just a little food for thought there. And I think I got all the tentacles. The patina wash is looking really good. Let me inspect that. We're going to be signing off in a minute. I just want to do like a... Oh, yeah. Here. Let me try to get this guy closer. So you could see where the patina wash got into the areas here. And then I used the Q-tip to brush it off the edges there. Let's see this guy. This guy's a good example. See here? Now, this is where the patina wash ran away. I didn't want it around the hand right there, but that's fine. A little bit of mineral spirit, and I can brush that right out of there. You see right here it's a little bit heavy. A little bit of white mineral spirit, and you can dial that right back. So,
very nice.
Well, anyway, that's the video for today. Making your own oil washes. I know I've been doing it a lot lately. It's just there's a lot of ways to do it. And I am going to show a video in the near future where I use oil washes for an organic effect instead of just as, rust or mud or something like that, where I use it for like skin tone effects. But anyway, Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next Thursday. Have a good one.